So I joined the army 21, but I also had asthma when I was 3. You can't join the army with asthma. So I hid the fact. They sent me to the hospital for, I think it was 2 days to do chest on my respiratory system. But I had an inhaler under my pillow. So when the nurse came and said, all right, get ready, you'd cover your tests. I'd fill my lungs with Ventolin. Yeah. So my lungs were massive. Went for my tests, passed everything flying colours. They didn't know I did. So they got the reports out, sent the reports to the Army Careers Office. Yeah, fit and fast and everything, no problems at all.
So hello, and welcome back to another episode of the podcast, Chatzz. And we've got a very, very special guest today, Adrian Kirkbride, aka Kirky. Welcome to the podcast.
How are you doing? You all right there? Please have us. Thank you very much.
No problem. So I think we've been connections on LinkedIn, haven't we, for a few weeks or so? I think it is.
No, yeah.
Yeah. You've seen one of my posts through Chris Smalley, didn't you? I did a podcast with him.
Yes.
Then we connected, and here we are, which is cool. Very nice place you got here as well.
Yeah, thank you very much. It took some work, but we got there. Yeah.
Busy as well. Lots of people walking around.
I'm going to training course on the minute as well. You know, we'll do training every month for security first years, and we're going to course on the minute. You know, you probably hear them shout.
Nice. So what I'll get you to do is just introduce yourself to the listeners or the viewers.
Yeah.
Like as if you were meeting someone for the first time. So how would you kind of introduce yourself if you were meeting someone for the first time?
Well, just introduce yourself. Obviously, this whole process of what they've now is trying to get away from being Kirky and being the managing director of my business, which is a big transition. Really sure he's moved to performance coach and he's doing a fantastic job with my mindset. And that's what I've been, instead of being Kirky looking after a few security lads and lasses, to being the managing director of AJ Security and just going forward in a more professional, just a more professional set up and with the way I'm delivering services for people.
Yeah, so it's interesting. We were just speaking about that before, weren't we, as well?
I tried to review quickly before, just to see how it goes,
But yeah, I was saying like before, it must be hard then to change your mindset, isn't it, after so many years to now making that switch?
100%. Well, I've been in security now since 1989. I was a young buck, 19-year-old, so you can work that out from yourselves. From 19, I started working the doors, and then I went to the army eventually, joined the army, done this, that and the other. Came back, tried to get away from the security because I didn't want to work there no more, but it was in me, do you know what I mean? And then my wife actually got a phone call off one of her friends and said, my husband needs a doorman, do you know what I mean? Will Adrian help out? No, Kirky help out. Kirky help out. And she asked us, and I said, yeah, I'll help him out. And then I helped him out again and again. And he progressed, I was back on the doors, working the doors, and then slowly but surely I got more people on all, got them in a team, sat me up the doorman team.
Yeah.
Door supervisor team, because there's women in it as well now. Door supervisor team, and then I just looked after a small team of people. Brilliant. What happened later on, I decided enough's enough. I don't want to happen to anybody else. So I launched AJ Security. Just grew and grew.
Yeah, that's cool. So then let's go through your 3 facts then.
Yeah.
So then the 3 facts which you've prepared, written down, very organised. I like it. The first one.
Yeah, I can't read my writing. Well, first one is in 2018, this company, AJ Security, was formed as a result of, what is this?
Yeah.
As a result of a lad of the town and a boxer of the town who was actually part of my boxing club. He was fatally attacked in a knife crime, which I hate. It really rocked the community big time, you know, but not the boxing world because this lad was known throughout the country as a boxer. It shook the town up, and then I just said to myself, this ain't happening again, you know. So AJ Security was launched on the back of that. So it would help more people, protect and reassure more people that there's a company in here to protect businesses and commercials and residents, everybody in the town. And since that, we've expanded to outside the town, you know, and then we've gone further afield, and now we're actually providing security for national events. Like we're helping the main firm at Glastonbury, we're helping Glastonbury out, Boomtown, things like that. So it has grew, but the backbone of why I set it up is there's actually me and another lad. We both got together and said, right, let's do this. Got it sorted. As time went on, he sort of fell away from it, broke away from it and got it done his own thing. I kept it going. And it's just been, I'm at the point now where I want to go away from referrals from people who are not Kirky to provide occupancy Kirky to be a managing director of AJ Security and go another level. So people now get my services that don't know me. They just reach out as me being an established security firm.
Yeah. I suppose just when that incident happened in 2018, why did you want to make sure that never happened again? Because I imagine there'd be lots of people who'd be mourning, and it's like a small community, such a big impact.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's two kind of people that would like mourn as the loss, but then you obviously wanted to do something and go the extra mile to help people.
Yeah.
Why do you think you wanted to do that so much?
Well, the local lad, I grew up here, and because he hit the community that much, I just didn't want to happen again. Life crime doesn't happen in Cumbria. It's coming this way. Everybody knows it's coming. It's moving from down south. But I want to play my part and make it just nothing to get around here, because that was what happened was terrible. You know, I was just knocked over here. Everybody, all ages, just that's it. I don't want to happen again.
Yeah.
So I just put the signs up. AJ Security's here. We look after you, commercial and residential people. You know, people walking around the town, intimidated by young'uns or not wrong'uns, but very bored people. Intimidated people. So I want to try and get away from that and make sure it just not happen again.
Yeah. No, that's a very, very cool thing to do, I think, definitely. So the second fact, what was the second fact?
The second fact is I was a kid with my granddad. I don't know how long it was. I was a kid walking on the beach, and I found a little plastic toy soldier. It was green, a little plastic green toy soldier, and I asked my granddad what it was, and he said it was a soldier. For some reason, since then, I always wanted to be in the army.
Okay.
You know? And then, age 16, I went to join the army, but I went to join the household company.
Yeah.
That's when I be in the army.
Yeah.
And then I went home, told my parents, and then they said, "Oh, great, but you're allergic to horses." I was like, "Oh man, I never thought of that." So that didn't go ahead. And then it was still a burning desire of mine. So I left school. I went to be a car salesman, sold cars like Arthur Daly, but it was on a professional front. But selling cars wasn't me. So then I left there to be a assistant manager of a menswear shop, Foster Menswear. Can you remember that? No, too young. And I've done that for 2 years, but still, that wasn't my bag, wasn't what I was about. So I joined the army at 21, but I also had asthma when I was 3. Can't join the army with asthma. So I hid the fact. I had to send to the hospital for, I think it was 2 days to do chest on my respiratory system. But I had an inhaler under my pillow. So when the nurse came and said, "All right, get ready, you cover your tests," I'd fill my lungs with Ventolin. So my lungs were massive. Went for my tests, passed everything, flying colours. They didn't know I did, so I got the reports out, sent the reports to the Army careers office. Yeah, fit and fast and everything, no problems at all. Went in the Army, 21 years of age, served 10 years, and I had asthma the whole way through it.
Yeah.
My mum used to send me, at the time Bosnia was on, they used to send Bosnia boxes out to Bosnia for the troops as a little pick-me-up. Well, she used to send me a Bosnia box to the Army with goodies in and sweets and everything. And in my socks were all rolled up in my socks as Ventolin capsules.
Yeah.
So I was getting my supply cards in, asthma, Ventolin and stuff. Didn't tell anybody. I did 10 years in the Army. I became a black battalion PDI in the Army with asthma. Again, they didn't know it. I actually go and get patient on the course, and I do inhale it in the pants and my killies. So I down my socks. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
I was getting a poke in the body where I realised, drinking off a piece of smoke. Put my lungs up, away I go again.
Hell, that's mad. 10 years as well.
10 years.
Did they find out again?
No, I didn't tell them. So it was the biggest secret going. I didn't even tell me the mate I was in the army with, good mate. I didn't even tell nobody.
Bet that was hard though.
It was hard going. It was hard, but I done it. Became PTI. And the thing that done me in was people coming to the PT office with beef chits, sick notes, beef chits, saying, "I can't do that, asthma. I've got respect." I'm like, "Of course you wouldn't can. That can." Couldn't say that. I'm just like, "You're being a lazy bastard."
Yeah.
Because I could do it. And then from then, I boxed in 1994, boxed in the Army Championships, reached the final, competed in the final, with asthma. Do you know what I mean? So I changed that. And then I got chosen to box for the Army, represent the British Army on the boxing team. So I did that, passed all the medicals again with Ventolins.
It's like a hard drug. It just has to nail it. Yeah.
It's a legal drug. Yeah, but I done it and I achieved it. When we used to go BC 3 or 4 times a day, every day by the army coach. I had my inhaler in my pocket, down my sock, in my shorts, just to get sent there. And I achieved 3 years on the belt in a box with the army, which is like 8 months of the year. I was boxing, bang, 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 doing all that.
Just shows that you can do whatever you say.
Exactly. His mindset, if you want to do it, you can do it, or you can do the best you can to achieve what you want to do.
Yeah, there's two kinds of people. There's like doers and there's...
Exactly. Yeah. There's reasons and excuses. If you've got an excuse, you're just lazy. Or you can't be arsed, really. If you've got a reason, you can still try and overcome that reason by doing the best you can.
Yeah, I can do this and
yeah,
this.
Exactly. Yeah.
And the third one,
probably a lot of people might, well, they might know this, and if they do know this, it should have fucking helped as well. But I got bullied through school, pardon me. My dad was a policeman at the time. I was a quiet lad, perfect target for bullies. Do you know what I mean? I was getting bullied regularly, often throughout school. And then there was one time, I was 14 and a half, and I was round by it was in Netherall, and I was round by the religious education huts. And there's nothing like getting bullied. I know he was, but I won't name him in case he was to be quiet there, but he was getting bullied by the local knobs who used to bully people. And he just dropped his school bag, just got his hands up like that, started boxing. Yeah. And obviously, I wasn't able to help him. I was just, I was watching him, I thought, like that, and he boxed the head off his bully. I thought, I hold some of it. So then, 15 years old, I started boxing. And then I became more confident in myself, being able to look at myself if I can. And then word got about, and then I got bullied again. In fact, it turned around that much. I despise bullies now. And growing up, I'd spent a lot of my time sorting bullies out who bully people. Because I hated it. Not violently, sorting them, just sorting the bullies and that. And since I've came out of the army and came back home, all the dickheads that used to bully us, they had speakless now, or they ignored us, or passed us in. Because people who are bullied grow up. Bullies grow old. You know, man, and that's what the dickhead bullies don't realise. As they grow older, the victims grow up, and that's when they get them back.
Yeah. It's funny one, isn't it? Because at school, like, the bullies may be like the cooler kids or like the popular ones that have got that upper hand on people, but they're always living in the past, aren't they?
Or the shit houses. The shit houses who perform in front of an audience, but to give them what they want, the shit houses, they won't bully anybody, do you know what I mean? They just like the attention, or maybe trying to prove something that they're not. And that they maybe don't see you being a bully. When you're outside looking in, you're complete bullies.
Yeah, it's true what you said about like the victims just grow up and mature and just move on.
Bullies get older, victims grow up.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
It's cool. So then on the topic of school then, what did you enjoy when you were like doing what you were growing up, or what did you want to be when you were older, before you started boxing, when you were a little kid?
When I was a little kid, I was going to be a soldier.
Yeah, I mean, just because of it.
Just like a toy soldier, my granddad died. That's who he was. He told me he was a toy soldier, and that was it. And I wish I'd kept that soldier now. I wish I'd kept it there, because he'd have been such a thing for me to tell my boy.
Do you remember the colour of it? So
I was green, little green plastic on it. You stand over the, I think it was an American helmet, you had plastic. I still remember it to this day, but that just put the desire in this. And then at the time, it was just army, and I was just seeing ordered soldiers, and then grew up, and then not long after this, Falklands War happened.
It is.
I was glued to the television, just glued all the time, watching what's going on in the news. And since that day, I've actually met a few people who served in the Falklands. I actually served, well, he must have done something wrong in the army, because he was still in the army when I was in the army. He must have, downty, we were watching his downty, don't you? But there's lads there who's in the Falklands, and I met some special forces fellas, SES lads who were in the Falklands, and the crack there was just brilliant.
Yes.
Could listen to
camaraderie.
Oh, massive, yeah. Brilliant. So I was wanting to be a soldier. Now, I would encourage everybody who's got kids to get them in some form of, whether it's Sea Cadets, Army Cadets, Air Cadets, or any kind of club. Get the kids doing something.
That's interesting. What, more like discipline and routine and structure?
Yeah, it's like a bond. It's like a bond. You get discipline from it. You get your journeys mapped out for you. And you just constant achievement at him from like a little cadet. Because I was in the Army Cadets as well. Actually, it was a funny story. Like, I joined the Army Cadets when I was too young.
This is a common theme, isn't it?
It's not lying, it's better than the truth. But I joined the Cadets when I was too young, because I wanted to be a soldier, and I was too young. I thought, right, I'm going to go for it. So I went for it. My belly was too big for it. My combats was too big for it. I looked hideous. but there's a bit of bullying going on. So I left.
Okay.
Yeah, I left, and then I thought, you know what, I'm there having that. So then I joined again. And it was all in good humour. I got a fair few slaps off the lads that was in there for coming back. It was all banter. It wasn't bullying about it, was just banter. And I stayed in there. I think I was in there for 4 or 5 years, done summer camps, done ranges. I was a marksman under 303, which is a big wooden gun which you use in the World Wars. Long gun marksman there. I loved it, and I left there. And that's when I got into boxing, I left it nets, and then I took another journey.
Yeah. So then, like you said, what was the switch when you wanted to go into boxing? Then when you saw that kid in school and stuff.
Why I could tell you, but I won't tell you. But
no, yeah.
It was proper Queensbury boxing, like proper old school boxing meets like that. Bop, bop, bop. And I thought, no, I like the way he defended himself. He's such a quiet lad, really quiet lad. Never bothered anybody. He just dropped his back, got in with it. I didn't know if he'd sort it out, and that was it. I thought I want some of that. Then I was it all. Didn't have a Google then, didn't have a YouTube or anything like that. You know, I didn't have internet, nothing. So in the fall, Birmingham for boxing clubs, I found a boxing club. One at Workington Boys Club. I started boxing there. Then my parents moved to Carlisle, so I moved to Carlisle Boxing Club. I doing 2 clubs there, and I just got so much out of it. And then eventually I joined the army and took my in the army.
So what was it like then going to the boxing club the first time? So obviously you saw the kid in the playground or whatever. Was it what you expected, or was it what you wanted, or do you think it was what you needed at the time?
It's what I needed. Definitely what I needed. I walked in there. Anybody walks in the boxing club, I don't care who you are. Anybody walks in the boxing club for the first time, teach them it in. And you walk in, you see all the ages walking away in the bags and doing exercises and pads and that. And it was just wow. I watched some of that. Society boxing. Just got on hitting before and all the time at all. You're part of the team, part of the group of lads. And you got good mates out of it, good people out of it, you know. So I'm still good friends with some of them now. Lads now. Yeah.
Can you remember your first session?
I remember the first session. There's a fella there. He passed away now, poor fella. Joe. Old Joe. And he used to stand and talk to you, and Joe would talk forever. His history of boxing was amazing. I was working away on the punch bags, you do 2-minute rounds or 3-minute rounds sometimes. Working away the back. But when I was that kid, I just like talk with Joe. And Joe talked that much. And before I knew the bell would go, I'm going to breathe it. You know what I mean? And the bell would go again. When I started feeling tired, talking with Joe, bell would go. Lovely fella. There's Joe and Norman. They were the 2 coaches that working to start it off. And I got all the boxing coaches a good handshake because they've all made me the person I am today.
Yeah.
I'm going to thank them.
Yeah. What did you enjoy then about the boxing? Because obviously at 15, you've got to do something you enjoy, because if you go and you think, oh, I'm not a fan of this, then you just quit and give up, won't you? But you must have enjoyed some sort of aspect of it. What was it? Was it like the camaraderie, or was it the discipline?
It was all. The discipline was great. The camaraderie with the boxers was fantastic. You know, you have a bit of crack on that. Like with rugby lads and that, one was there doing. I enjoy the fitness because I got asthma. I enjoy the fitness to help and overcome the asthma. Do you know what I mean? It was a challenge. We'd have asthma to keep to what the boys could do. So I did all that. I love the session, and I love the smell of the gym.
Yeah.
Sweating and getting there. We got back to Rocky. You watch Rocky. Yeah. Rocky's got the working class teammates spitting, gritting. No, it's fancy, but then you watch Drago, you know, he follows it. Watch Drago's gym, it's all high tech and that. Yeah. That's bollocks. You want to walk in the gym, you want to smell the sweat, you want to smell the bandages, and you just want to. My box club now, it's like Rockies. Yeah. You walk in there, you smell it, it's just a smell in the working class. And the one that couldn't my box club or benefit from what I've gained. You know what I mean? I'm getting past on other people now if they have benefited from boxing and the other league.
Yeah.
So it's all good.
Mm-hmm. How did the boxing then progress from when you first started? When did you kind of start getting into it, or really, really progressing?
No, well, I started at 15. And my first fight was down in Kendal.
Okay.
In BC. In fact, it was that long ago, they might have been black and white film. I wanted to job it. 15, and I won my first fight.
So you had your first fight pretty quick then?
Yeah. It wasn't like it is now. If you got the goods and you can do what you do, you get a good job on you. You just get in there. I got carded. And I went in there and I boxed. Hotel, it wasn't Kettle, it was St. Louis. Boxing with St. Louis in the hotel. And I won the fight against Lad from Derby. I still remember it now. Come up and shaved head, tattoos. Right kids, tattoos, shaved head, looked athlete, machine. Yeah. And I said to my coach, I said, what are you doing there? He put me in. So I went out there I went behind my job and a few periods of backhanders on him. And then I just stopped him, man. Unbelievable. I stopped this lad and I thought, that was great, but I enjoyed it. And then, because I got the fire of the belly for it, give me another fight. And we just started boxing. I progressed well. They said I had a good job. My coaches, all coaches said I had a good job. Which is good. I didn't know I had, but they could see from outside looking in, you know. Then when I progressed to the Albert boxing team, they used to call me Kirky the Sponge because I stopped every punch with my face. Which is, I thought, well, if they can reach me, I can reach them, you know, but that's how I used to think. So that's how it is.
Yeah, so then when you were boxing then, was that something that you wanted to do as a career? Because I know you said you gave up the cadets to do the boxing, did you? Was that what you wanted to do, be a professional boxer, or...?
I didn't even really know then. I just liked the box. I like the fear. I like controlling my fear and my threats. The threat of getting hurt. That was my drive. Because not for like 14 years, nobody's seen that part of me, do you know what I mean? So I grew up being this kid, but inside of me was that kid, you know? And I didn't know what I had inside us to deliver. So when I was 15, 16, 17, I started watching the boxing on the big back televisions, remember then?
Yeah, I remember that, yeah.
Let's watch all them. And then I thought, you know what, I run some of that. And then when I got in the army, I was in the army and actually signed off to turn professional. And my OC at the time, the officer commandant at the time, got wind of this, brought me back from the boxing team, was going to send me to Germany as a punishment. I thought, I don't want to go to Germany. I want to say where I was in Northern at the time. I stay there, turned professional there. So I signed off and I rebadged. I stayed there. I turned professional in Belfast.
Oh, nice. Yeah. That's really cool, isn't it? So then how did your army journey kind of kick off then? Because like you say, you obviously joined when you just started boxing a few years.
Yeah, I started boxing 15. I eventually joined the army 21. All I wanted to do was be a soldier. And then because I got into boxing, I wanted to box in the army as well. Yeah. I wanted to box in the army. I never expected to box for the army, army. But I just sort of developed with my progression. I trained myself at an old shop, into the championships, got the finals, got selected to box for the army. I was actually on a skydiving course in Cyprus at the time, and the OC in my unit in Aldershot phoned up them in Cyprus, wanted to speak to me. Obviously I went to the phone. Yeah, what do you want? I didn't say it like that.
Me skydiving.
Yes, what do you want? Yeah. Singular Kirkbride speaking at the time. Yes, we've got an application here for you to join the British Army boxing team. Would you like to go? But I should have said, well, let me think about it.
Playing it cool.
Playing it cool. I said, no chance to get me there. So then when I came back to the unit, I got debriefed and de-kitted and went across the road there to the Army boxing team. That was it. Done 3 seasons with them.
3 seasons?
Yes, I was good. Fight the best of the best. And I was a light middleweight, 11 stone, a long time ago. Just pointing up on my shorts there. You can't see the biceps there. And my same level, my weight was Chatzz Bessie. He was a phenomenal boxer. A world-class boxer. I was in his shadows, you know what I mean? So he got the higher level opponents because he was just a perfect, horrible southpaw. His arms was as long as bush shanks. And then I was number 2. And all my fights were fights. And we fight.
Scraps, yeah.
I were more scraps, whereas he was loved to be like him. And I used to watch him thinking, I like a chance for him. He was outstanding.
Yeah.
He's somewhere else.
So what was your journey like then through the army then? I'd imagine you learnt a lot and experienced quite a lot as well.
Yeah. I've done a fair bit. I was over the water 8 years. It was sort of almost actually volunteered to go. Although I got the other boxing team, I went in the same OC's office, officer command, went in there and said I want to volunteer in Northern Ireland. Thinking I would sort the world out. Something I would sort it all out. But I spent there to do my bit. I met some good people, lost some good people. But I gained a lot more qualities from it than what I didn't gain, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. What do you think you gained then?
Comradeship. I met some good people there that met some good people there that do anything for you. Likewise, like the saying was, I take a bullet for them, you take a bullet for me. That's the kind of bond you want with your mates, your tight knit mates. Most of them have less than fortunate, they're all successful in businesses or wherever you are in the world. So I take a lot of comradeship out of there and teamwork. And yes, we were that soldiers, that squad is doing that things, but there's still discipline there. And I would encourage anybody, kids, to get them into some kind of forces or service, help them develop to become better person that they can be, you know.
Yeah.
He would.
Yeah. So then, what would you say is one of the most memorable experiences that you want to share on the podcast of being in the army? Anything that sticks out to you?
Pastor. Yeah, Pastor.
Really?
Oh, well, yeah.
Remember the day fondly?
Oh, I do. I remember it. I was actually, it's a funny one here because I joined 3 Troop, which is a fantastic troop. There's me, H, like called.
Put yourself on the spot here.
I am me, H, Shorty, and I can't. Anyhow,
Come back to it, yeah.
No, the lad's name I can't remember.
Yeah.
We were all blocked up in this room, and all of my leg, I can't get it. Waxy Wallace. That was his name, Waxy Wallace.
Big shout out.
It was funny stories. We were only in the army about 3-4 days at this point, and then his name Wallace got shouted down the corridor by the caterer, and he went out, and then he come back in, packed his bags and fucked off, gone.
Yeah.
So after we said the caterer, we said the instructors, you know, what happened? He goes, well, forgot to mention he robbed the bank. So I got to mention he robbed a chicken bank years ago. And he didn't put me in his application form, so he was gone. And then there's Shorty. He's no longer with us now. He left the army and he's passed away. So that's but me and H, the two that were left out of the room, still good mates, but like that.
Yeah.
Killing good mates. We're talking about the bond now, you know?
Yeah.
But pass it out on other plates, you know, rewind away with it. I was still in 3 Troop at this point. I've been called in the office. You had to do rifle torts, like rifle drills and that.
Yeah.
I could have done. Really? Don't know if I was banged too hard or the memory was not condemned, but I couldn't do it. So I got called in the office, and the instructor said, Corporal Lee said, right, if you don't get it, in fact, it wasn't Corporal Lee, it was some corporal.
Yeah.
He said, if you can't get it done, you're going to be back squadded, booted out to another troop, and back 2 weeks. So that night, I was up there with a brush shanks in the ablutions and toilets.
Yeah.
It was Age. We got to the rifle drill with these brush shank practice and everything. The next morning, got a call in the office, had to do these rifle drills, sports, got called in there, done it, still fought back troopers.
Oh, no.
So I got back to, I was gutted, and at the time it was that song, Please Don't Go. Remember that song, Please Don't Go?
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Great singing.
So I was very good singing that. But then I got back to it, and as I was walking down the corridor with my kid, everybody called the bastards, like everybody come out of the block and started singing that Please Don't Go. For you, well,
that's good band.
Yeah, that was great band. That's squaddy band then, you know. So then that was that, and then I went to another trip, one trip where I met with a good mate Killy and a few other good mates. He had crazy them. But I've been back to what was like the field craft troop to the fitness troop.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, fucking hell, I've got that's what here. And they ran everywhere. So before I had that inlet, they were running everywhere. And I'm like, oh, that's what I'm not like this release. You're my head. So again, I inhaled in my socks, you know, in my webbing, in my locker. It was alive, fucking everywhere. Well, if you watch these facts, well, they were everywhere. And I got through it. So when the day it came to pass off, I was proud as punch with a great bunch of blokes. And to them, they were all passing the army, passing into the army. But to me, I was passing into the army with a great bunch of blokes. But I also got past, I'd overcome the fucking thing of asthma.
Yeah.
I'd achieved that. Because nobody in the way watching this and know, nobody knew I had asthma of all like that.
Yeah.
So it was special.
Yeah, a great sense of achievement, I imagine.
Big time. Yeah.
So then when you left the army then, what was the plan then? Did you have a plan of action that you wanted to do, or were you not sure what you're going to do next?
Not really, no. I got to the army, it was I left Northern Ireland, and it was a relief, because everybody says you have three chances, or 7 lives. Well, I had 3 chances, I had 2. The third one, I might not be as lucky. Do you know what I mean? So I thought, fuck that, I'm coming home. And purely by chance, I came home with leave one weekend, bumped into a girl who, when I was 8 years old, I gave her a Valentine's card. She gave me a card, no.
At 8 years old?
8 years old, same age, same school.
Yeah, not when you were like the...
I know.
It's probably that in
At least you got that in there. We were both 8 years old. I gave her a Valentine's card. She looked at it. She actually ripped it up and said, I want a better one than that. Right?
What?
Right. So we didn't in my pocket. I ran to the down the bottom of the hill, got another card, went over there, give her the card. She goes, that's better. Give us a kiss on the cheek. You know, and that was it. She was brainier than me. So I went that way through school. She went away through school. And then 27 years later, when I came out of the army, just bumped into her for a coffee and a crack. And things progressed from there. Now we've got kids. We've been married. We've been together 15 years, and we've been married.
Get this wrong.
No. 12 2009, so it'd be like 14, coming up 14 years. My 14. And that was my first love when I was 8 years old. How cool is that, man?
That's stuff like that doesn't happen anymore.
Only in books, but that's it. But anyhow, so cut along, super long story short, she's my saviour. She's really, really helped me. Thing. And that was it when I got out of the army. I said, I've been in the army, I've had been again, been among it, all this shit. One time out, so I took a few agency jobs, like which was all right, you know what I mean? But it was shit.
Yeah, just money.
Just some of the tides over. I've done a job for one agency. I can't say what it is on here. I can't.
It's up to you.
I don't mind.
Yeah.
It was like a call centre. Do you know what I mean? And the man at the time was ex-IVF. At the time, I was Kirky, ex-boxer, ex-storm and all like it. This IVF man was talking to me like shite.
Yeah.
I thought, I'm having you like that. So I said a few things, got up, walked out, and then I left out. I took a week out. Then I got a job doing meter reading for another agency. And the fucking my boss there was ex-Navy. And again, he was a little shit. And I was ex-army, ex-bouncer, ex-boxer, all like. And he was talking doubtless. I'm like, you can't be doing that. So I said, I said, your car's outside, come out with your car, I'm finishing. And I left. And then I secured a job. After about 2 or 3 months, I secured a job that I really wanted to do, deal with prisoners in courts.
Okay.
And I had a lot more in common with the prisoners than I had the people sales young. Not as in the wrong way, but I could relate to them and I would track with them and I was on their level that I'm about and they're wrong. I could talk to them. So I've done that for 10 years. I ended up being a senior officer, which was in charge of the court area, custody area. Brilliant crack with the police, brilliant crack with the prisoners and my staff. But it also has this burning desire that we all company.
Had you always wanted to have your own business then?
No, it was just part of my transition in life. I went from being a member of staff, a soldier, basically being controlled. But you know what, I'm having none of this. So then I set a business up. And not this business, but I was going to set another business up. And then I just progressed. And then what happened to Wilder? I thought, this is my time now. I'm doing this. I'm doing it.
So then when you set it up, then what was the feeling like? Were you excited, apprehensive, nervous, or?
No, I was nervous. Yeah. Or if I was nervous, I didn't realise. Maybe I should have been nervous, but I didn't know. It was
focused on the end goal.
I was focused on the reason why I was doing it.
Yeah.
You know,
there's a purpose.
Yeah, there was a reason and a purpose why I was doing it. And it's just through referrals to people that are on the doors in the pubs and clubs and businesses who knew what I do. They've just give it a shot and I'll look after them best I can through my business. It's just progress. Well, now I'm at the level now where I'm making go to the next level, which is a transition from Kirky to managing director.
Yeah. And can you remember the first job then you had for AJ Security?
Yeah, it was doors. Yeah, just working the local doors down there. I was outside the door in 1989, and when I got back into it, I was tired and sick of it. You know, it is shit money. You know what I mean? Clients play poor money, so you can't pay the sack good money. It's been, in fact, I was on tip on an hour in 1989. It's almost better. It's any better now. That's not what it is, you know. So I try to take a step back. Well, now I'm at the level now where I want to take a step back and put younger ones on the doors, give them the experiences and sites and festivals and events and all like let them all do all that lying behind roof, like sailing the ship basically.
Yeah. So then when did you think things kind of kicked off then with security then? Because like you say, you started off with the doors, but then you mentioned that you're doing like big festivals and stuff now. What was really the catalyst, do you think? Or the moment you think, it's kind of kicking on?
It's like this is what woke up one morning and said, right, time to go. Look, I'm down. It's successful when I'm down for a local. And then last year, I sent the coach down to Glasgow with it all out. And that was it really. It was starting to get, the company starting to get recognised nationally rather than just local. And it just snowballed from there.
Yeah. Have you always wanted to grow the business? Because I imagine some people could just be, I don't know, quite content with having like a decent local business. But then like you said, you've been sending people outside your remit and like nationally and stuff like that.
I've never thought about it being a big company, a massive company, a national company. I was just Kirky, we're got the local people. And then it's sort of reached course and then there's opportunity to come aboard and I've been asked and emailed from national suppliers, asking if we've got any staff or would we consider or have we even thought about it? We're like that, no.
Yeah.
But the opportunity's coming. I've never looked for it, but the opportunity's coming.
Yeah.
So
why do you think it's gone so well so far, then what do you think you do differently to other companies? Because I imagine there's quite a lot of companies, local or nationally.
There's quite a few security companies. If you're watching these, don't take it the wrong way, but it's smaller companies, smaller, like maybe the same size as me. Yeah, there is local companies in company that's bigger as in client base, bigger as in workforce, bigger as in the areas they cover. Brilliant. I want to buy reliable. So I've done my accreditations. I've got my safe contractor, which is massive. Got my ISO 9001, which again is massive. Got my approved contractor scheme, which is recognised by the SIA. Took me 12 months to get that, but it's a really good accreditation. When you get that, national companies and national clients will look at you. Without that, they'll all look at you, they won't touch you. So it's been a gradual climb. It's got a fair bit of money. It's been a gradual climb to get to this level where, ready for this.
Yeah. It's an investment, isn't it?
It is an investment, right?
Yeah.
It is an investment. But I enjoy helping people and changing their lives, I'm going to trade academy now. And we're putting a lot of unemployed people through courses. Some of these lost the jobs through COVID. Some of these lost the businesses through COVID. And some of them got no intention of working. But through course, we do the course package. It gives them your first aid, your security, your safeguard, gives you so much qualities. And it's like a 13-day interview. Do you know what I mean? Okay. You can blag a 20-minute interview, but you can't blag, say, 13 days. Can't be these things come through.
Yeah, and just turning up as well.
Turning up, yeah, exactly right. And if after 13 days, these lot, acting off of their work.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I've got no vacancies. I can refer them to other security companies who were short, because the other industry is short. I think during COVID, or just after COVID, it was 40,000 short in the country.
Yeah, that's a lot, yeah.
And I think 39,000 of them is in company.
So what's COVID like for your business then? Because you set up 2018, didn't you? And then COVID was a couple of years after. So what impact did that have on you?
Basically, shit the pants in.
Yeah.
I'm just getting started.
You imagine 2 years you'd be just thinking, I'm getting things going.
Getting going, but the hospitality straight fell in its ass. Because of COVID, they needed marshals out in the area. Local councils employed us to send marshals out and advise people on the distances, the hygiene, queues, keeping in queues now. And superstores like your chain stores round here and Carlisle and Penrith to just control queues and advise people. So they use SIA people for that. So I got some national clients using it for that, which is brilliant because he kept me being able to employ these people. And then eventually when things slackened a bit, it was deemed as a critical service. So I was training. So I could train security people because they were going to be doing critical jobs. So the training academy ticked over slowly. The security ticked over slowly. We got through it. I'll rewind here a bit.
Yeah.
We launched it, me and Lee launched the training academy, got everything set up, COVID kicked in. I was like,
how close was the gap? Was it like
a week? A week.
No.
You can all turn it out. We just got set up, everything was set up, ticking about. Good old Boris.
And I was speaking to a lady this time last week, and she just relaunched her business like 12 weeks before COVID. It was hospitality. It was like a bar, and she was thinking, what do I do?
Well, they were really knackered. But they'll got maybe money through the government. I don't know.
Yes, sir.
A week before, we were going to open our doors, and doors stayed closed there. What were they doing?
That's just timing perfect.
I couldn't.
Not perfectly, yeah.
But you overcome and adapt.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
How did you hate me saying overcome and adapt, because I always do it. So what we're doing, we pump some money to the website and the portal, get a portal. At the minute, there's 94 courses on there. So during COVID, people can look on the website, do courses at all, improving their life skills and life skills and qualities and qualifications. So when COVID did end, it all will end at some point. We won't talk about that, but it's all about that barrier around. But COVID was going to end, so people during that time there could make themselves better. When it did end, to get back into employment, And some of the courses we delivered, there's loads out there, and people did use it. They're still on there now, but people did use it to better themselves, ready for when it ended. Get back out there, get work.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
That's cool, isn't it? Because people can go either two ways, can't they? Like you were speaking earlier, if you can either use it as COVID as an excuse and think, I'm not going to do anything, or you can adapt and evolve and improve your kind of thing.
Like you said, there's two types of people. When COVID kicked in, you're getting paid to be it all, basically. You got lazy bastards out of that who loved it.
On the bevs every night.
So I like a piece of it. or you got the ones that was out walking. And again, that helped the fitness and the build with the mindset.
Yeah,
The well-being, mental goal was massive. If all the things that come out of it was good, start people take more care of themselves and get out and about more, up the hills, up the wall, and that was a good thing that come out of that pandemic.
Yeah.
And we provided that benefits on courses, and hopefully the ones that didn't the courses, they found themselves some work.
Yeah. So then when COVID stopped and everything kind of reopened, then what was next for you? What did you think, all right, we're going to do this? No? Obviously you adapted the business to COVID, and now it's opening up.
Just proud there. We've got a good COVID settled itself to one company called Inspire, and they're local, and they can provide funding, and they can provide unemployed people who are willing and want to. So between Inspire, they can get the people, good people, Chris, if you're watching this, Chris, and Sarah, they provide the people, because they've got a thing of unemployed people, or the unemployed people, some of them are like, yeah, I'll absolutely, good job, good hours, plenty of hours, all black. So they'll put them forward, we'll train them, and then, so Inspire can provide the AJ's Training Academy, train them up, maybe AJ Security, I can watch them, I can offer them work. It's a win-win for people.
Yeah.
So I'm getting success out of improving somebody's lives. They all don't want it, but the ones that do want it, their lives do improve.
Yeah. That's what I mean. You can give people an opportunity, but they've got to grasp it with hands on at the same time.
I've got to want to do that.
Yeah. But I think that's just a really interesting thing to do, is like you say, trying to train people up to give them skills and qualifications, and then offering them a job. And if they do want to go after it, they can.
It's fun work.
Yeah. So then what would you say is next then for you personally or AJ Security? Like you say, you're having a big mindset switch at the moment, aren't you?
Yeah.
So when did you think, all right, I need to do that to make myself more of a managing director rather than Kirky? You mentioned about investing in a business coach as well, didn't you? So why did you do that?
Yeah, it was about 6 months ago. Because I'm passionate about security and I'm passionate about helping people or trying to help people. I take a lot of things personal, which I shouldn't, but I do. And there's just things like that. And I thought, you know what? I was actually watching social media and LinkedIn, and there's a fellow on there, Billy, who I used to watch on the big back tellies, boxing, awesome fighter, great. And his boxing had finished. He went downhill, rock bottom, because he lost all that, which he tells you himself, going and drinking that. Then he started being a performance coach. And I thought, you know, I love some of that. Not a performance coach, benefit from billing. So I just got to give him a call, got into his room, and we had a crack on it. And through what we were saying, I thought, you know, you can help me here. So we're now doing a 12-round mindset. It's called metal boxing, 12 rounds of metal boxing. You don't have to be a boxer to do it. It's just a mindset of a boxer. We're doing round 10 now. He's like saying doubt. Doubt was one of the things I had to overcome. Everybody's got doubt. You'll have doubt. I have doubt.
Every day, yeah.
Of course you have doubt. It's of course that doubt. Well, it's still lurking about, but I've tackled it. I've got more to it. Disappointment. I can tell about disappointment because I try my best to help people. If that gets put back in my face or it doesn't work, I get disappointed. You know, another one of the days is distraction. I've booked for distraction.
Right. So many distractions.
Yeah. I'm always a booker for distraction because there's something better to do what I'm doing. I'll do it. And I'll do that. Then there's something better, I'll do that. And then I won't do what I was meant to be doing, won't get it done.
That's actually important.
It's like I'm focused on there, doing that, and wave off and back there again. You know what I mean? So, and Billy's he's just an amazing fella. And I recommend anybody who's in a position like me or wants to improve their performance, just give it to me and I'll Billy. I will do it.
I think that's the thing that people, they don't really understand if they don't have their own business, is that business owners do have doubt in themselves, don't they?
Yeah.
And like you think, what I'm doing, is that right thing? Do people care? Is it the right thing? And then disappointment, like you say, if say I lose a client and think, I'm really disappointed in that, but the other circumstances of why that happens, it's not your fault, is it? And distractions, there's so many distractions these days.
There's always something better to do than what you're doing.
Yeah, because the thing you have to do is never the fun or interesting thing, otherwise you would do it.
Yeah.
And that's cool that you've done that, because you mentioned earlier about investing in yourself.
Yeah. Do
you think that's a really important part of business, to reinvest into yourself, to make yourself personally and your business better?
100%, yeah. I've got to earn about, until 6 months ago, I've got to earn about just serving Kirky, work security, ex-army, ex-force. And that's my circle. But obviously, one of the more things that happened, I thought, you know what, I need to go on there and do the level. So I started looking into, I think you actually rewind a bit more now. So,
Yeah. Yes. Your podcast.
the company got identified and selected by company leader for performance. If it's wrong, sorry, I can tell you what she's. And it's company leader for performance. And it's a leader course. It was by Jacobs and One Name. Have you heard of it? Jacobs and One Name. Then it's all Sellafield side of things.
Okay.
Well, they identified AJ security from it, got in touch with us. And I thought, you know what, this is all literally the same time as I when we thought about transition. So I thought, yeah, I'll some of that. So I applied. We were all the background of that. Then they interviewed us. And I still didn't know if I got the position or not, And then a couple of days later, got the email saying, well done, you can choose it. And that started very few months, started last year. But it's later, and what it is, it's a collective group of not self-employed people. There is some that are self-employed, but there's some like senior managers there, and there's some supervisors there. So as a collective, we're all feeding off each other. And that's all part of my transition from being Kirky to managing director. And that would be sure, I've actually mentioned before, pretty sure, world champion Googling, we're going to blow him and this course here, and we want transition, do all things that I do out of my comfort zone. I've got to keep doing them outside my comfort zone so they become routine.
Yeah, you got to be comfortable being uncomfortable.
Yeah, got to be consistent.
Yeah.
I'm consistent with, I can say my comfort zone and stay there and retire there, hopefully in 5 years, maybe 10 years or whatever. You can say there.
You don't give up in 5 years.
You've got to be out of your comfort zone and you be comfortable, keep doing it till you become comfortable with it.
Yeah.
And then when you get reach that point, you do it again. Go out of your comfort zone and achieve again.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do.
Yeah, because you mentioned about getting to the next level or leveling up. What is that level for you?
Just national. Not national. I wouldn't, there's companies down south, massive companies, win work for Cumbria. I'm sure I'm speaking on behalf of I'm sure I'm speaking on behalf of a few companies in security in Cumbria, right? National companies win these massive contracts in Cumbria, right? Now, why should they win the work in Cumbria when they're not going to cover it themselves? They'll subcontract it out to people like me or security company Carlisle or the ones in working. They'll subcontract it out to them. They'll take a chunk of money for doing nothing, free peanuts or whatever, unless a wage to us to do all the work. Why should they win it?
Yeah, why do you think that is? Is it just because they're technically a larger company?
Yeah, larger number. On paper, I mean, they are massive companies. And I'm going on against them in case you don't watch it. But they are big companies, but they win it. But they haven't got people who make the work. They'll subcontract it out. Do you know what I mean? So
it's like the middleman.
So like, I know the company, Carlisle, there, brilliant company. I used to actually work for them when I left the army eventually. And so they got my hat, but I have to put me hat to them because they kept us going. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, that was how they were.
Yeah. You were saying about the companies down south.
That's right. Yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah, there's contracts come up all the time for all around the country, and I'm getting them. But I wouldn't dream of taking a contract for a company saying, I don't know, Leicester, for work in Leicester, and I would subcontract to a company in Leicester when I don't know about them. Do you know what I mean? I've got to be happy in the thing. Unless so mine, I wouldn't put me name to it, whereas you know the companies coming to me, I'm confident with our standards. I know we can deliver what's expected, So I want to be, the next level for me is be recognised nationally and maybe have an office down south.
Yeah.
You never know, maybe another office north east or Midlands. That's when I get to where I want to be at the minute, maybe the next step will be an office somewhere else in the country.
Yeah, that would be cool then.
Yeah.
I suppose it goes back to when you were younger, like the boxing and the army. Have you always been a person who's always wanted like more than? Never really like happy or satisfied or content with what you've got?
No, I haven't. No, when I was growing up, I was just plodding along. Just like kids, you see something. I'm looking back now, and I look at some of my schoolmates, looking back to them now, I can see they were going to go places.
Yeah.
And you also see the ones that weren't going to go anywhere. I wanted to be wrong a couple of times, but I was just happy plodding along.
Yeah.
Just plodding along. And I was really wanting to be like I am now. That's just development in what the army's done for me, the boxing's done.
Yeah.
Obviously, my parents, the people I know and that. It's helped me progress.
Yeah.
And I'm ready to go next level.
Yeah, that's cool. So what is next for you?
I want to get more courses for the training academy, and I want to recruit more instructors on different subjects to help that grow. And the security, I want to, this year we're going to start doing clock detection.
Okay.
With that, yeah.
Yeah.
like bodyguard with that
Yeah.
protection up the sand, or the water. So we're going to start doing, I think it's middle to the back end of this year, upstairs, we're going to have a room purposely for flood protection, where we can advertise and get maybe people over the forces, train them in flood protection.
Yeah, cool.
Or people who want to just give it a go, we can train them. By that time, we'll have contacts out in the sand who we can put them, if they're good for it, we can put them out there, you know. Or I've got contacts at the minute, I've got contacts in London where there's big money for bodyguards, you know.
Yeah.
The people that do the courses, they haven't got work found, I can get them out with contracts, or sort of refer them where they go.
A different kind of money in London than up here, isn't it?
It is. It means shit money, you know.
Yes.
It used to be good money, but there's that many people doing it now.
Yes.
To me, ex-forces and special forces are cut out for that role.
Yeah.
You'll take a special kind of civilian to do that role, you know. But obviously, our trainer will be the best, so no matter what the background is, they'll do all right. But it suits forces. But then again, some clients don't like ex-forces because they're set in the ways, whereas civilians aren't set in their ways. They might adapt better for their needs, you know, as well. Best of both worlds.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
So then the last part, biggest mistake or biggest regret, personal or business life? Do either or both?
Yeah.
Anything that springs to mind?
Without completely honest, to be fair, few leaps on video I've heard now.
Anything that you want to share?
No, I don't know. I haven't really got any regrets, I don't think.
Yeah. I think I need to change this question, you see, because the more I do this question, everyone says there's no real mistakes or regrets. It's always lessons learned. So like if you do something, you think, oh, I wouldn't do that again. Or maybe, I'd improve on that.
Yeah.
So is there anything you really think that...
lessons from it.
The biggest lesson you've learned maybe in your personal life or career? It could just be you can finesse the army by hiding your name. Or anything in boxing that you think
I've learned. And it might have been, I joined the army too late for the first goal. And I left the army too for the second goal. I missed that too much, which I wouldn't say I would enjoy, because I don't think a lot of people watching it would enjoy it, but it was a tick in the box for me. I'd maybe not a regret, and lessons, I should follow my head and not my heart all the time.
Why just?
I've made big mistakes, but I've made decisions, and I've done things which I think if I followed my instinct instead of my head or my heart, I wouldn't have happened. But I've learned from the lessons.
Yeah. I think that's because you cared too much.
Yeah, 100%. Passionate. I'm a passionate person. I wear my heart on my sleeve. I want to help everybody. I do my best for everybody. Everybody can be helped.
Yeah. You have to want to be, don't you?
You got to want to help, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got mindset here, and mental health. Yeah. Everybody has mental health. Everybody's got mental health. Everybody's got it. But not everybody's got it as bad as people, you know. So a friend of mine got back to the boxing. Boxing's fantastic for mental health. Punching them bugs. You can sidetrack there, but they were mine.
No,
punching them bugs. Doing the physical training, any kind of physical training, brilliant, mental health, great. Punching them bugs makes you feel much better. To me, it's the best medicine for the mind. Punching bugs, great. But I've been sidetracked and where we're going with it.
No, saying just like lessons that you've learned. You're saying like you care a lot, so you make mistakes with your heart rather than your...
I try and help everybody, but not everybody can be helped. You know, like you mentioned it, they've got to want to be helped themselves.
Yeah.
I haven't been successful in helping a lot of people, but I've achieved helping in some people, and just and to help them people is a reward. So there's some lads who've left us now who I could have maybe helped a bit more. I probably couldn't, but I feel as I could. And then these are lads who was maybe in the forces, or I knew while I was in the forces, and they took their own lives, you know what I mean? And I take it guilty because I'm passionate and I'm so helpful that if I was maybe there one more time, that wouldn't have happened. You know what I mean? It really fucking gets us. It really does get us like, and then there's another lad I won't name. I actually say I kicked this fucking door in. He was there hanging up.
No.
Do you know what I mean? I got it. I done what I done. It just kicked in. I done what I done. And he's still eating it. And he's doing, as far as I'm aware, he's doing well for still.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But just things like that, you know, maybe that's, I don't know, some people, I don't know what to say to that.
Yeah.
But mindset's massive, and if you can change your mindset, I call it, well, there's drains and radiators, right? There's drains in this world who drain you.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck what you say. There's drains. If there's drains, play it off. Even if they're your best mates, don't be around them. Hang around radiators. Radiators give off heat, give off energy. You feed off them. You know what I mean?
That's a great analogy.
No, it's 100%. It's 100% true. And in the last 6 months, I've been doing what I'm doing, and I've identified people like myself who were achieving, and I'm actually now I've got 6 people. We're just waiting to get it started. 6 people with the same sort of mindset as me, and we're sat in a little group where we just maybe meet up once a month, have a crack, feed up each other ideas, and just be positive. They're all positive. They're not drains because I've done all the homework. They are good people. And if I can feed off them, they can feed off me. We're all passionate about the area.
Yeah, like you're saying, when you surround yourself with that leaders group as well, it's when you speak to a certain kind of people, if you've got an idea, they don't like poo-poo it or shoot you down. They maybe say, why don't you try this or why don't you try that? And you may not agree with them all the time, but you could maybe take an aspect and say, oh, well, I could maybe change it like this, change it like that. I think it's so important who you surround yourself with, isn't it?
100%. You just touched the one there. One of the things Billy said to me is, what do I want to get out of it? How do I deal with confrontation? I can't deal with confrontation.
Yeah.
Well, I can now, but I never could. If I was confronted, I'll go home, or I'd let my mouth go. You know what I mean? I couldn't even, I can't really now, so I don't even think about confrontations, you know what I mean? But confrontation was a big thing for me. Same as getting hurt. Both things I hate confrontation as much as I hate it, because if I do my best for somebody, try my best for somebody, and they just, off, or don't take the heat of it, or throw it back in my face, I get hurt. You know, it's like a door. Every doorman can relate to this, or doorwoman. I could say to somebody, sorry, come in, why not? And they could say to somebody like, you're a fucking idiot. That person, they say, I'm not an idiot, it's like, where the next person call on would say, sorry, you can get too drunk, why not? Because you fucking idiot. I go on. Do you know what I mean? It's the same thing, but it drains the radiators. They are people like that. You just pick up on them vibes. So I'm dealing with a confrontation nowadays. Just say, I know, well, laugh it off. It's personal. Instead of taking things personal, I'm not taking it personally.
Yeah.
And that's helping me as a person.
Yeah.
Big time.
Definitely. So then, just to round everything up, then, do you want to plug AJ Security if anyone's looking for work or anything like that? Just where to follow you, or who's the right fit?
Yeah, definitely. I'll have that. This is what I know what I'm talking about now. If you're working, brilliant. If you're going to change your career, we train for AJ Trade Academy. Go to our website, ajtradeacademy.com. We're on our website. We're on LinkedIn. And if you're not working, get to your Inspire or your DWB offices. We can train you. We're fortunate enough to offer you work. ajsecurity.com. We've got that website as well. We talk about helping people. The industry is short, so if we've got no vacancies at the time, we're lucky. But if we is, we can offer you employment. If we can't, we refer you to other security companies in your area while under employment. So come and attend the course, you get so much out of it, so much better from it. And there's a right way. If you want to change your career, do the course, attend the course. If it's for you, great. If it isn't for you, you've wasted it all. Life skills, no, definitely. If you want to go boxing, I know a good boxing club.
Yeah, do you plug the boxing club as well?
Yeah, Wilby's Gym. It used to be Nemesis Boxing Club. Then what happened a fair few years ago with a good lad, what happened to William Weeds? We renamed our boxing club Wilby's Gym, the home of Nemesis Boxing Club. All right. And then we twice a week, good lads and lasses come. A lot come for fitness, like I said about mental health. Mm-hmm. A lot of them go for like weight management or mental health issues or conference, or maybe even go for a job where you need it. If they're going in the army, they come and see us. I'll work their training around what I know you need to be like to get in the army. Do you know what I mean? Like certain time scales, press ups, sit ups, high, heaves. We can work around it. So if you've got anything at all in your local and get the Medipod, come and see us for training. We can advise you. Come and see us for security. I can help you. Or I can employ you if you're suitable. If you're interested in weight management, mental health, getting better, or just getting fit, boxing, you don't have to compete. Just come do the training.
If you do want to compete, you had 5 out of 6 wins at the weekend.
Yeah, we had 5 out. We had a short weekend there. We had 10 fights on the card. We had 6 fighters and we won 5 of them.
That's really cool. Well, thank you very much for coming on. I really enjoyed that. Interesting conversation. Yeah. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to subscribe, like the video. If you have, leave any comments for Kirky in the comment section. Any future guest ideas, leave them there. Listen on Apple or Spotify, make sure to follow the podcast and leave a 5-star review. And we'll see you next time. Bye.